Chapter 5 Mouse Holes. Oomph. Hello, Artie. I'm telling you, I don't know what to do with your father. He just climbed onto the roof. Huh, Mala? He insisted on fixing the drain pipe and got dizzy. I don't know how I ever got him down. What time is it? Now he wants to climb back up. What am I supposed to do? Please don't shout. Why don't you call a handyman? Geez, Mala, it's only 7:30 a.m. Francois and I were up till 4. You know we don't get up till... Hello? Artie? It's Papa here. I'm telling you, Mala makes me mashuga. I want that maybe you could come now to Queens to help me. What? You've got to be kidding. When I was young, I could do by myself these things. But now... Darling, I need your help for the drain pipe. Look, Pop, I'll call you back after I've had some coffee. Maybe I was dreaming. Was it your father again? Uh-huh. He wants me to go help him fix his roof or something. Shit. Even as a kid, I hated helping him around the house. He loved showing off how handy he was and proving that anything I did was all wrong. He made me completely neurotic about fixing stuff. I mean, I didn't even own a hammer before we moved into this place. One reason I became an artist was that he thought it was impractical, just a waste of time. It was an area where I wouldn't have to compete with him. So, are you going to go out to Queens? No way. I'd rather feel guilty. Besides, I'm too busy, and he can easily afford to hire somebody. Hello, Pop. Listen, about that dream pipe. I don't think I can come. So, never mind, Artie. I talked just now to Frank, what lives next door. He agreed he would fix with me over the weekend. That's great. Yes, of course, better it would be fixed today, but at least somebody will help me. Just great. About a week later, early afternoon. Hiya, Pop. What you doing out here in the garage? It's always something here I must do. I'm putting now away my old nails, the long ones separate from the short ones. Blink. Is the roof all fixed? Yeah, Frank from next door came eventually, and together we fixed. Do you need any help with those nails or anything? No. Such jobs I can do easy by myself. Plunk. Is everything okay? Plink. No. With my life now, you know it can't be everything okay. You go upstairs. I'll finish here my job, and in a few minutes I'll come up. Okay. Plink. Hi, Mala. Oi, you scared me, Artie. My nerves are completely shot living with your father. He seems a little upset when I saw him downstairs. Do you think he's angry that I didn't come to help him last week? I don't think so. But keeping this house fixed up is too much for him now. I keep telling him to sell it and buy a condo in Miami. He seems depressed. It could be that comic strip you once made, the one about your mother. What? Vladek saw it for the first time a couple days ago. How do you know about Prisoner on the Hell Planet? My friend Ruthie has a son in college. He reads all the comics. He showed it to her, and she gave me a copy. Shit. I knew it would upset your father, so I kept it hidden, but somehow he found it. I drew this story years ago. It appeared in an obscure underground comic book. I never thought Vladek would see it. Prisoner on the Hell Planet. A case history. In 1968, when I was 20, my mother killed herself. She left no note. My father found her when he got home from work, her wrist slashed, and an empty bottle of pills nearby. Oi, Gott! I was living with my parents, as I agreed to do on my release from the state mental hospital 3 months before. I just spent the weekend with my girlfriend, Isabel. My parents didn't like her. I was late getting home. I suppose that if I'd gotten home when expected, I would have found her body. When I saw the crowd, I had a pang of fear. I suspected the worst, but didn't let myself know. A cousin herded me away from the scene. Come to the doctor's. Your mother's, sick. He'll explain. Dr. Orens lived nearby. Sit down, Arthur. I thought I should be the one to tell you. Your mother killed herself. She's dead. I could avoid the truth no longer. The doctor's words clattered inside me. I felt confused. I felt angry. I felt numb. I didn't exactly feel like crying, but figured I should. She's dead. A suicide. Now, boy. No, let him cry. It's good for him. We went home. My father had completely fallen apart. Oh, Artie, why? Such a tragedy, and not even a note. I was expected to comfort him. Mother. Somehow the funeral arrangements were made, and for $950, we have a bronze casket with a bronze-colored velvet, of course. For $2,000 we can. That night was bad. My father insisted we sleep on the floor, an old Jewish custom, I guess. He held me and moaned to himself all night. I was uncomfortable. We were scared. The next day at the funeral home was worse. My father fought for self-control. And pray I was pretty spaced out in those days. Prayed to my mother from the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Oh, nobody born in your journey through unless you remember unity of all living things. Anna. It was too much. I had to leave. A friend of the family found me out in the hall. Now you cry. Better you cried when your mother was still alive. I felt nauseous. The guilt was overwhelming. The next week we spent in mourning. My father's friends all offered me hostility mixed in with their condolences. Arthur, we're so sorry. It's his fault, the punk. They think it's my fault. But for the most part, I was left alone with my thoughts. Menopause, depression, Hitler did it, mommy, bitch. I remember the last time I saw her. Artie. She came into my room. It was late at night. Artie, you still love me, don't you? I turned away, resentful of the way she tightened the umbilical cord. Sure, Ma. She walked out and closed the door. Click. Well, Mom, if you're listening, congratulations. You've committed the perfect crime. You put me here, shorted all my circuits, cut my nerve endings, and crossed my wires. You murdered me, Mommy, and you left me here to take the rap. Pipe down, Mac. Some of us are trying to sleep. Gee, I'm surprised that Vladek read this when he found it. He never reads comics. He doesn't even look at my work when I stick it under his nose. But this isn't like other comics. I tell you, when Ruthie showed it to me, I thought I'd faint. I was so shocked. It was so personal. But very accurate, objective. I spent a lot of time helping out here after Anya's funeral. It was just as you said. So Artie, I'm ready. Let's walk down to the bank together. Mala just told me that you saw my comic, the one about Mom. Yes, I found it when I was looked for the things you asked me last time. Oh, I saw the picture there of Mom, so I read it and I cried. I'm sorry. It's good you got it outside your system, but for me, it brought it in my mind so much memories of Anya. Of course, I'm always thinking about her anyway. Yes, you keep photos of her all around your desk like a shrine. What have I to do, Mala? In the garbage put them? Of you also I have a photo on the desk. Ah, don't do me any favors. You see what I have with her? Always whatever I do is no good. Did you find Mom's diary? So far, this didn't show up. I looked, but I can't find. I've got to have that. Another time I'll again look, but now better we go to the bank. Okay. Every day I walk, otherwise my legs, the circulation makes me a cramp. It's something terrible and I can't sleep. But for my heart, I must walk slow. What happened to you and Anya after the big selection at the stadium? Well, for a time it was everything quiet. Then, in 1943, came an order. All Jews, what are left in Sosnowiec, must go to live in an old village nearby called Srodzula. And the Poles of Srodzula, we Jews had to pay to move them to our houses in Sosnowiec. And here in Srodzula would be our ghetto to live ever after. Our family got a cottageless space. Our family got a cottage, less space than before, but we had at least where to live. Many lived only in the street. Each day we were taken to Sosnowiec to work in the German shops. Anya with her sister Tasha, they worked in a clothing factory, and I went together with my nephew, Lolek, to a woodwork shop. Every day the guards marched us about an hour and a half to work. The guards, it was just Jews with big sticks. They acted so, just like the Germans. And every night they marched us back, counted us, and locked us in. Vladek, Lolek, hurry home. Anya, what is it? Wolf's uncle, Perseus is at our house. From Zavrietcha? Yes, he's a big shot there, the head of the Jewish council. He wants Wolf, Tasha, and Bibi to go live with him in Zavrietcha. You've all heard the stories about Auschwitz. Horrible, unbelievable stories. They can't be true. One thing is certain, as bad as things are in the ghetto, being deported is even worse. Please, it's bad luck to even speak of it. Look, you don't have much influence here. In Zavrietcha, I have some influence with the Germans. I can bribe them. My 90-year-old father still lives with me. Whenever there's a roundup, an SS man guards him to keep him safe. 90. This was in 1943. It wasn't left any other Jews what had 90 years. Persis was really a fine man, not so like Moniek Merin, the head of our ghetto, who looked only out for himself. Persis tried really to help his Jews. I can manage papers to take Wolf, Tasha, and Bibi, and maybe little Lonia and Richu, if you let me. Yes, they'd be better off. You see, I wanted to send Rachel someplace safe a year ago, with yet Ilzeki's child. Things are even worse now, Vledek. We have no choice. No, no, we must all stay together. We've made it this far. God will still help us. Marika, be realistic. Anya's mother didn't like to look at the facts, but finally even she agreed. So Persis arranged, and he came again to Surodula. It went with him Wolf, Tasha, and Bibi, Lolek's little sister Lonya, and our boy Richu. We watched until they disappeared from our eyes. It was the last time we ever saw them, but that we couldn't know. When things came worse in our ghetto, we said always, thank God kids are with Persis, safe. That spring, on one day, the Germans took from Strodula to Auschwitz over 1,000 people. Most they took were kids, some only 2 or 3 years. Some kids were screaming and screaming. They couldn't stop. So the Germans swung them by their legs against a wall. And they never any more screamed. In this way, the Germans still treated the little ones, what still had survived a little. This I didn't see with my own eyes, but somebody the next day told me, and I said, thank God, with Persis, our children are safe. So, what happened to Richu? Ah, our beautiful boy. We only found out much later. A few months after we sent Richu to Zavrietcha, the Germans decided they would finish out that ghetto. Bang, bang! More gunshots, what's going on? It's horrible, Tasha. All the Gestapo in the ghetto have been replaced by others from Opola. They just shot Persis and the rest of the Jewish council. What? They're evacuating Zavrietcha. We're all supposed to go to the square with our baggage right away. They're sending all of us out to Auschwitz. Oh my God. No. I won't go to their gas chambers. And my children won't go to their gas chambers. Bibi, Lonya, Richu, come here quickly. Always Tasha carried around her neck some poison. She killed not only herself, but also the 3 children. I'm telling you, it was a tragedy among tragedies. It was such a happy, beautiful boy. Did Tosha's husband survive? No. On the train to Auschwitz, he tried to escape and they shot him. Hardly any survived. But these things we learned only much later. In our bunkers, we heard only rumors. Your bunkers? Yes, we had in Strodula to make ourselves bunkers, places to hide. The Germans started to grab anybody if he had papers or no. Therefore, I arranged for us a very good hiding spot in our cellar, where it was a coal storage. Show me your pencil, and I can explain you. Such things, it's good to know exactly how it was. How was it? Just in case. Side view. Outer wall. Entrance. Bunker. Ladder. Ground floor. Kitchen. Coal bin. False button. False bottom piled with coal. Removable wood panel allows entry. Bin bolted to the floor. Cellar. False outer wall. Coal. In the kitchen was a coal cabinet, maybe 4 foot wide. Inside, I made a hole to go down to the cellar. And there we made a brick wall filled high with coal. Behind this wall, we could be a little safe. Even when they came with dogs to smell us out, and they knew that Jews are laying here, but still they couldn't find. The dogs ran up and down like mad, but in the coal bin was only coal. It looked full and they couldn't lift it. And the cellar, it was only a cellar. Is it safe to go out yet? I can't stand all these worms crawling all over me. The Germans are leaving. We had worms there in that bunker. We've got enough food to stay here a couple of days. We'd better wait till things quiet down. We survived there a few actions. But others, what didn't have such a good place like what I made, they kept being taken away. Then, in June, they arrested Moniak, Merin, and all the other highest big shots of the Judenrat, the Jewish Council. False wall, bunker, attic, entrance hidden by chandelier, upstairs bedroom. Around this time, we were put in a different house. Here we also made a bunker. By the end of July, the Nazis made to liquidate completely our ghetto. It was 10,000 Jews taken away in 1 week. Except to sneak for food, we stayed mostly in the bunker. Lolek, thank God you're safe. It's like a battlefield outside. There's hardly anyone left in Sprodula. Everyone has been deported or shot. From all the Jews of all Sosnowiec, it was left maybe 1,000 in the ghetto. At least your bag is full. You found a lot of food, yes? Just a few old turnips and some old books. Books? What's the matter with you? We can't eat books. All the time we were hungry. We just didn't have what to eat. One night we went to sneak for food. Look, a stranger. Huh? We dragged him up into our bunker. What are you doing here? I didn't know anyone lived here. I just stopped to rest for a moment. My wife and I have a starving baby. I was out hunting for scraps. He's lying. He may be an informer. The safest thing would be to kill him. What had we to do? We took pity on him. In the morning we gave him a little food to him and left him to go to his family. Judenraus! The Gestapo came that afternoon. They took us to a building in a part of Shrodula, separated by wires, a ghetto inside the ghetto, and there we had to sit and wait. We were maybe 200 people together waiting. Each Wednesday went vans to Auschwitz. When we were caught, it was then maybe a Thursday. Look, Anya, that's my cousin, Jakov Spiegelman, in the courtyard. Hey, Jakov, help! Jakov, help us! Vladek, there's nothing I can do. I made signs to show I could pay. Some gold I hid in the chimney of our bunker when they took us, but a few valuables I had still with me. Okay, don't worry. Haskell will come help you. Haskell Spiegelman was another cousin. Wouldn't they have helped you even if you couldn't pay? I mean, they were from the same family. Ha! You don't understand. At that time, it wasn't any more families. It was everybody to take care for himself. The next day came in the 2 girls carrying food. With them came Haskell, a chief of the Jewish police. Look, Vedek, I can get you and your wife out, even your nephew. But your in-laws are too old. They'll never get past the guards. Please, we'll make it worth your while. The 2 girls he sent back to the kitchen. Quick, boy, grab this empty pail with me and carry it out with me. From the window he saw Lolek go. My God, Vladek. You must get Malka and me out too. Give your cousin this gold watch, this diamond, anything. Of course. I'll do everything I can. The day after, Anya and I carried past the guards the empty pails. Haskell took from me father-in-law's jewels, but finally he didn't help them. On Wednesday the vans came. Anya and I saw her father at the window. He was tearing his hair and crying. He was a millionaire, but even this did not save his life. So Mom's parents died in Auschwitz? No. What else? Right away they went to the gas. Haskell was happy to take from father-in-law the jewels, but the risk to save them, this he was not so happy to take. Always Haskell was such a guy. A combinator. A what? A guy what makes combinatia. A schemer, a crook. What did you pick up? Telephone wire. This is very hard to find. Inside is little wires. It's good for tying things. You always pick up trash. You can't just buy wire. Psst! Why you always want to buy when you can find? Anyway, this wire, they don't have it in any stores. I'll give to you some wire. You'll see how useful it is. No thanks. Just tell me what happened with Haskell. There are only about 1,000 Jews left here. Most work at the shoe shop. Haskell was a very big man in the ghetto. Then, when Sprojula was finishing, I'll register you both there, and good afternoon, Sergeant. How are you, Herr Spiegelman? Haskell played very often cards with the Gestapo. I'll see you tonight, yes? Naturally. I just hope you won't be as lucky as last time. He lost to them big amounts of money so that they would like him. Milok, take care of cousin Vladek. Gladly. Haskell had 2 brothers, Pisash and Milok. Pisash was also a combinator. But Milok, he was a fine fellow. Ben here can show you how to resole the German boots. We'll reserve this workbench for you. You don't have to sit here all the time, but whenever the German commission comes to inspect, just sit there and look busy. From time to time, I had other jobs also to do around the ghetto. Yes, this reminds me something now. Remember this guy what I told you gave us out of our bunker? Well, you know, I buried him. Hey, this is the rat that turned my family over to the Gestapo. He was shot. Haskell was apprehended. He would be killed. But if he's dead, why are his eyes still open? He was struggling to survive. It happened I was on the work detail, so I buried him. Haskell is alive still in Poland with a Polish woman, a judge. What kept him hidden when... Nyak! My heart, Artie, quick! Take from my pocket a nitrostat pill. Here, you okay? Whoosh! I'll be fine now. I have only to catch my breath still for a minute. Let's sit on that stoop. Just relax. Don't talk for a while. Whew! I made it too fast. Our walking. Thank God with the nitrostat it's completely over right away. What was I telling you? You sure you're okay? Well, you were saying that Haskell survived the war. Yes. Even a few years ago, I sent him packages. Gifts? Why? He sounds like a rotten guy. Yes, I don't know why. I know only that I sent. You know the one time I was in the ghetto walking around? Halt, Jew! Give me your ID papers. I'm going to blow your brains out. Ah, I see that you are a member of the illustrious Spiegelman family. Go on your way then, and give Haskell my regards. Such friends Haskell had. I told Haskell and Milok about this. You are very lucky, Vladak. They call him the shooter. Every day he kills some poor Jew just for fun. Hey, aren't you going over to Pesach's to buy some cake? Cake? For years we didn't see any cake. Hardly any bread we saw. It's impossible. He's joking. Cake? But Cousin Pesach was really selling cake. Everyone who could afford it stood online to buy a piece. It looks delicious. How did you manage it, Pesach? When people are sent to Auschwitz, my men search their houses. They find little flour here, a few grams of sugar there. I saved it. You know what a cook my Revka is. Try it. Only 75 zlotys a slice. Pesach was like Haskell, part of the Jewish police. He was younger from Haskell, but also a combinator. I had still savings, so I got Anya's and me some cake. But the whole ghetto, we were so sick later, you can't imagine. Some of the flour Pesach found wasn't really flour, only laundry soap, what he put in the cake by mistake. Ow, groan, oi, ouch. We were all of us sick like dogs. Before the war, Pesach had a resort hotel in Zakopane. In those days, also he found always schemes. All guests had to pay big Polish taxes, so Pesach took bribes to not register them. But if an inspector came, the guests had to hide themselves away. One time, his wife made not enough desserts to give to everybody, so Pesach ran into the dining room and yelled, "Inspectors are coming!" It was no inspector, of course, but 40% of the guests ran fast from the room. Pesach had enough desserts left over, even for the next day. Come. Are you ready to talk again? Are you ready to walk again? Yes, it's too dirty to sit. But really, if I didn't have my nitrostat, it could have been now something terrible. Milak Spiegelman, he survived the war with his wife and child, and they moved to Australia. But about 5 years ago, he got a big heart attack. And last year, he got on the street a seizure, like what I had just now, but he didn't have with him his pills. His wife ran to find a drugstore. When she came back, Milak was dead. No, so life goes. But I must finish quick to tell you the rest about Strodula, because we will come soon over to the bank. By the end of 1943, the vans went every Wednesday with more and more and more people from Strodula to Auschwitz until it was very few left. It could be our turn soon, Vladek? Let's hope not, Milak. Haskell heard that any day now they intend to deport everyone that's still left here. Milak took me to the shoe shop. It was early and nobody was there. Haskell made plans to smuggle himself out of the ghetto. Pesach and I have a plan also. We moved a few shoes from a pile high to the ceiling and took me inside a tunnel. We came out to a bunk. Don't tell anyone about this except Anya and your nephew. A tunnel made from shoes. We came out to a bunker. Be prepared to bring them on a moment's notice. Incredible. Everything was ready to hide here. 15 or 16 people could hide. But when Anya and I approached to discuss this bunker with Lolek, no thanks, forget it. But Milak organized everything. I'm sick of hiding. Our nephew was then only 15. He was working as an electrician. Always Lolek was a little mashuga. I'm a skilled worker. Whenever they take me, I'll be okay. You're crazy. You're going straight to the ovens. He did get put in one of those next transports to Auschwitz. Anya became completely hysterical. The whole family is gone. Grandma and Grandpa, Papa, Mama, Tosha, Bibi, and my Rishu. Now they'll take Lolek. It was also around this time that we heard the first bad news from Zavriecha about Tosha and Richu. Oh my God, let me die too. Come, Anya, get up. Why are you pulling me, Vladek? Let me alone. I don't want to live. No, darling. To die, it's easy. But you have to struggle for life. Until the last moment we must struggle together. I need you. And you'll see that together we'll survive. This I always told to her. The ghetto finished out. So, like Milak said, about 12 from us ran into his bunker with him, his wife and his 3-year-old baby boy. Gotcha, you've got to keep the baby quiet. Well, I'm hungry. Hush. We'll have to keep him under the blankets until he calms down. In a bunker, in another part from the shoe shop, lay Peshach and some others. It was nothing to do all day but lie and to starve. The whole day and night Anya sat writing in her notebook. There, I've managed to dig a small hole in the stone wall. I can see soldiers. All around there were guards to find any who remained hiding. What little food we had, soon it was gone. Oh, I wish I had some bread. I wish I had some bread. I wish. Quiet! We're all starving! At night we sneaked out to look for what to eat, but it was nothing to find. Here, Anya, chew on this. You found food? Never any of us had been so hungry like then. No, it's only wood, but chewing it feels like eating food. After a time, Pesach came over to us from his bunker. Maybe you fools are willing to lie here until you starve to death, but not me. I've contacted one of the guards. It'll cost a fortune, but he's agreed to look the other way. Our group will mix in with the Poles when they walk past Sprodula on their way to work tomorrow. If you want to chip in, you can come with us. Many from our bunker said yes. Milak and I, we said no to this idea. We didn't trust the Germans. We didn't trust to the Germans. One guy from our bunker, Avram, came to me. He said, tell me when you will not go out, Vladek. Then I'll know it's safe. He and his girlfriend wanted to pay me to advise. They had to advise. They had still 2 watches and some diamond rings. They didn't want to take. They needed these to live. So I took only the small watch. The next morning, very early, the group walked out. They gave over the money and went past the guard. I stood, secret, behind a corner. I heard a loud shooting, and I didn't go to see what happened. Taka, 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 taka. I only ran very fast back to our bunker. Only a few of us remained. There haven't been any lights on in the guardhouse for 2 nights. I think it's safe. A little before dawn, we went out from Strodula. They're all gone. Whew. The ghetto is empty. Ahead of time, we organized ourselves good clothes and ID papers. We mixed with the Poles going to work. We'll be hiding at this address. When you find a safe place, try to contact us, Vladek. Good luck, Milak. We went all in different directions. That guy, Avram, his woman had friends to keep them. And then the friends kept them until Avram's money finished. Then they were reported. Anya and I didn't have where to go. We walked in the direction of Sosniovek, but where to go? It was nowhere we had to hide. Can I help you, Mr. Spiegelman? Yes, I have here my son Artie. I want to sign him a key so he can go also to my safety box. In case anything bad ever happens to me, you must run right away over here. Therefore, I arrange for you this key. Take everything out from the safe, otherwise it can go only to taxes, or Mala will grab it. Please, Pop. Talking about your estate just makes me uncomfortable. You're now old enough, so we must think of these things. Why don't you just enjoy your savings while you still can? I'll keep in my desk your copy of the key. You only would lose it. Look, you see what I have here? The cigarette case and the lady's powder case. It's 14 carats gold. Uh-huh. These things I had with me then, in Shrodula, in the chandelier bunker. Really? How can you possibly still have them? When the Gestapo found us, I dropped quick a few things into the chimney. If they found the rest of my jewels, at least these might remain. After I came out from the camps in 1945, I sneaked back to Strodula, and at night, while the people inside slept, I digged these things out from the bottom of the chimney. Gosh. You see this diamond? This I gave to Anya when first we came to the U.S. Even when you were a little boy, Anya wanted that this ring should be for your wife. But if I give it to you, Mala will drive me crazy. She wants everything only for her. She wants that I give nothing for my brother in Israel, nothing for you. 3 times already she made me change over my will. Come on, Mala's okay. You only can't know. Even right after my last heart attack, when still I was in bed, she started again about changing the will. I said, Mala, you see how sick I am. Let me a little bit have some peace. What you want from me? And she screamed, I want the money! The money! The money! Why, Artie, why have I ever remarried? Oh, Anya, Anya, Anya. Easy, Pop. Let's go home.